Hi, I'm sure you're familiar with these types of dual color 3D prints. This is a coaster, and it uses a simple layer height color swap in order to achieve a dual color effect on the print. However, with the Bambu Lab AMS and in Bambu Slicer, you don't actually have to print things like this, and you can use the texture of your build plate to your advantage to make nicer finishes for your coasters and things like that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. First, I'm going to reset this to the original model. So it was nice and plain. There we go. So you see here, there are two distinct layers. There's the bottom layer, which is just the circle, and then there is the layer with the actual pattern. So what we're going to do here is we're going to split the model into parts. So it'll actually be easier if we change this color to black. And then when we cut it, we can just move it until we can barely see that cut plane. We're going to uncheck cut to parts, but we're going to keep both the upper and lower parts. Perform the cut, and what we're going to have to do now is flatten out this top portion. So just open up the slice tool again, uncheck keep upper part, perform the cut, and there we go. Now we're going to resize this, so we're going to uncheck uniform scale and set this to 2 millimeters because that's how thick we want the coaster to be. And I'm actually going to change this color to white now. And then here is this section of the model. So we do the same thing. We can just go ahead and cut it, except this time we're going to keep the upper part. And we actually have to flip it upside down so that it can be on the build plate. So we'll select lay on face, click there, and there we go. And then what we have to do is scale it. So we only want this to be about 2 layers thick. So I'm going to set it to 0.32 millimeters because our layer height is 0.16. And so now all we have to do is right click and center both of these models. And it looks a little bit weird in this kind of prepare window. So you're going to have to slice it in order to get the real preview of it. But first, in order to slice it, we do have to go in here and select both of these and assemble them. Now we can slice the plate. And here we go. So now that whole pattern is completely flush on the build plate. So where the top of the print is, in actuality, is the back of the item. And another tip that is usually helpful for these things with text on them is if we go into the settings and we go under quality, we can look at the wall generator and change it to Arachne. The Arachne slicing engine is a little bit different and it just produces some nice cleaner results. And you can also change this elephant foot compensation to 0. That'll tighten up some of the gaps. We can slice it again. And it does look a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and print this and we can see how it looks. Alright, the print just finished. And there we go. It's nice and flat, perfectly flush, and it's even got that little sparkly shimmer thanks to the textured PEI sheet.